kids! I'm ready for another art lesson with you this week. What I'm going to teach you how to do is we are going to make a giraffe. I'm going to teach you how you can draw it, but also a really cool way that you can make the pattern. So what you're going to need some paper, at least 2 sheets of any kind of paper. I just have white paper, a pencil, an eraser, either a crayon or a colored pencil, a marker, and scissors. So what you're going to do to start off, we're going to draw the giraffe, and I'm going to just break it down into some real easy steps for you. So at about the top of the paper and over to the right, you're going to make an oval. It doesn't have to be perfectly like mine. And then you can draw another one down here, a little lower than the middle, and then all you have to do is just connect it with your 2 lines, right? And then you can always refine it from there. You can make this a little smaller, this a little bigger. For the legs, don't worry too much about making them perfect as well. Just start with some stick figures right there. You can even put a little line for the tail. And then from here, we'll start to refine this. Let's add some ears. Giraffes have pretty big ears, right? And then they also have these little horns on the top there. I'm going to make my head a little bit smaller here. I'm going to put in my eye. I'm doing more of like a baby giraffe, right? It's more simple. Of course, you can always add more details than I do if you want. I'm going to make this a little bigger here. I'm going to add a smile. And then you can put a little wavy line for the hair. And then for the body, so for the hind legs, I'm going to focus first on the legs that are going to be in front. So right here, I'm going to add a leg, put a little hoof there. I'm going to do the same thing at the front one here. And then you can take your eraser and you can just erase where you see those front legs. Don't worry about the back legs. You can also come in where the neck is and erase that line. Okay, so pretty simple so far, right? And then you can put in the legs from behind as well. And again, don't worry too much about making this all perfect because this is just going to be for fun. As you go along with this, you can always add more and more details. But what I want to show you is a really cool way to add all of the pattern on there. So what you're going to do for that, you're going to take another piece of paper, just a blank piece of paper, and you are going to fold it like this. So you're going to take the long edge and just start making a fold, right? Then you're going to do that. You're going to turn the paper around, do it again. Turn the paper around, do it again. See how it's kind of like an accordion? So you just keep repeating that. And you can do thinner stripes if you want. I find it's a little easier to not have so much paper because we are going to cut through this. So keep that in mind. But again, it doesn't have to be perfect. See how it's kind of like a little fan or a little accordion? So then you're going to make sure you keep those together. Kind of press your fingers on those. And you can see some examples over here, some stuff I've done. So I'm going to think about the pattern on our giraffe. And notice that they're kind of, some of them are more of an oval shape or round shape. Some of them are more boxy. I would suggest doing a bunch of different kinds of shapes. And what you can do is you can just cut right into your paper. If it's easier, you can also draw the shape first. It's up to you. So here's an example of me just cutting right through there. But again, I could also take my pencil. I could make a little shape like that. Don't worry about even following the shape exactly, but that is just an idea for you. And when you're doing this, I want you to think about making some that are bigger and some that are smaller, right? You don't need to make everything the same size. I think it's more interesting. Like, let's do just a little baby one right there. Oh, there we go. See that? And then again, you can also do some that are just random shapes. And I would suggest filling out this entire section. And then what you're going to do is then you open this and look at that. You have different patterns right there. So once you have that, you're going to come back to your giraffe drawing over here. You can just make sure you put all your little scrap pieces of paper in a garbage. Don't just throw them on the floor. I'm guilty of that sometimes, I admit. But it's much easier if we keep our space nice and clean. So what you're going to do is once you have this, you're going to put this wherever you want on the giraffe. Now, it might be easier if first you take your brown colored pencil and you even trace over it. And again, you can also do that with your marker. You can do that with your colored pencil. And if you don't have brown, well, I mean, you could do a purple giraffe if you want, right? Oh, that actually sounds really cool. Now I might have to try that sometime. So don't even worry about the colors and all that. The only reason I'm doing this right now is because I really want to see my lines of where my giraffe is before I go ahead and I add this fun pattern. So again, just outline it. Notice you don't even have to follow all of the lines exactly. And you can add more details as you go if you want. You could even do maybe a little shading as you go. It's up to you. Get the eye in there. I like to leave at least a little white spot on the eye, a little highlight. I think it just makes it look more lifelike. Okay, so I have my basic thing in there. I'll also go over my hair with that. All right, so I can really see where my lines are. Now what you can do, you can take one of your shapes and you want to make sure it's flat, and you can just color right in between. Notice you don't have to worry about going in between the lines because you have a stencil. See that? Isn't that so cool? And then what you're going to do is you're going to just start adding those, and you can go over the same one if you want. You could even, you don't have to fill in the entire thing, or maybe try another one. Really, you could do any order, and you can turn your paper different ways. Start filling those in. Now the thing to remember with a giraffe is as the spots go down, they get smaller. So when you're doing the legs, see how I can take some of my smaller shapes and go in there like that. And then on the body and the neck, it's going to be bigger. So just keep that in mind. But of course, it's your art. You can do some creative fun thing. And you can do this many times. I've made a lot of different patterns, so don't worry if the first one, if it's not working out, just keep trying. Now see how I have this line here. Now remember, this is where my hair is. This is where the skin of the giraffe is. So I don't want to go onto the hair for this. So I'm actually just going to keep that line as part of my stencil. See that? Same with over here. So this time I'm going to go this direction. See, and then you don't have to worry about accidentally going over those lines. That's why I made sure I colored it in first so I could really see what I was doing. And you can go onto the face too, or you could leave it without. Again, it's your choice. There's so many different ways to do this. I just think it's such a fun way. I've never tried this before. I just wanted to do something different. And I know you probably all have paper and scissors at home, so I think this is a project that you'll be able to find enough supplies, and you can do this with friends if you want, or maybe if you have brothers or sisters at home, you could do it with them. You could even teach them. Oh, wouldn't that be awesome to teach someone this? Okay, now just to finish this off, I'm just gonna color in the tail and the hoofs. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just have fun with it. And this way I'm going to actually just draw some lines here because the hair grows out that direction. So I think that would be kind of cool to see that. Okay, so I've got my giraffe. Now a challenge for you. I'm going to show you again some of my different patterns. So you might try doing different animals using this kind of idea. Like maybe you could make a leopard print. What about something like this? Maybe you do something with a zebra or a tiger. It's up to you, but I want you guys to just have fun doing your animal prints with this new technique. And then please show me any pictures. You can send your comments at the bottom with a little picture attached and we'll see that. And feel free to ask questions and just please keep working on your art. I'm so proud of you guys that you're still doing this, and I can't wait to see you again in the future. So I'll see you later. See you next week. Bye.